Rathika, working as an assistant professor in the Department of English. I welcome you all to this session on psychology. Psychology deals with the inter and intra-individual changes which takes place in the life of an individual. This video deals with the 10 developmental stages that takes place in the lifespan of an individual from conception to death. Early adulthood is a period of adjustment to new patterns of life and new social expectations. The young adult is expected to play new roles such as that of spouse, parent, and salary earner, and to develop new attitudes, interests, and values in keeping with these new roles. A brief description in the upcoming slide of some of the outstanding characteristics of early adulthood is discussed, and these settling down age. It has been said that adolescence and adulthood is the time for settling down. That means settling into a line of work that could be the man's career for the rest of his life, while the young woman is expected to assume the responsibilities of homemaker and motherly responsibilities that could be hers for the remainder of her life. Young men try out different lines of work to see which meets their needs best and which will bring them lifelong satisfaction. In the same way, young women of today go through the trying out process before they are willing to consider settling down. They take jobs to see if they prefer working to marriage or if they want to combine work with marriage. Today, the period of settling down depends mainly on two factors. The first factor is that the adults see how soon they are able to find a lifestyle that meets their needs then and which they believe will then meet their needs throughout life. The second condition that determines when young adults will settle down is the responsibilities they must assume before doing so. Reproductive age. Parenthood is one of the most important roles in the lives of the most young adults. Those who are married during the latter years of adolescence concentrate on the role of parenthood during their 20s and early 30s. Problem age. The early adult years present many new problems, different in their major aspects from the problems experienced in the early years of life. The adjustments to the problems of adulthood have been intensified by the shortening of adolescence, which has given the individuals less time to make the transition from childhood to adulthood. From the beginning of adulthood, the average individual of today is preoccupied with problems related to adjustments in different major areas of adult life. Period of emotional tension. Experiencing early adulthood is like purchasing a new bit of land all alone without any guidance. By the early or mid-30s, most young adults could have learned to solve their problems well enough to become emotionally stable and calm.
Period of social isolation. Entering into adulthood results in the vein of associations with peer groups and opportunities for social contacts outside the home isolation, which Erikson calls as isolation crisis. Many young adults have become accustomed throughout childhood and adolescence to depending on peers for companionship, experience loneliness when responsibilities at home or at work isolate them from groups of their peers. This isolation will be temporary or persistent depends on how quickly and how satisfactorily the young adult can establish new social contacts. Isolation is intensified by a competitive spirit and a strong desire to rise on the occasional ladder. Young adults establish new patterns of living, assume new responsibilities, and make new commitments. While these new patterns of living, new responsibilities, and the new commitments may change later, they form the foundations on which latter patterns of living, responsibilities, and commitments will be established. Period of dependency. Many young adults are partially or totally dependent on others for a period of time. The dependency may be on the parents, educational institutions for scholarship, and the federal government for loans. Some young adults resent this dependency. Time of value change. Many of the values developed during childhood and adolescence change as experience and social contact with people of different ages broaden, and as values are considered from a more mature standpoint. Adults who used to consider school a necessary evil may now recognize the value of education as a stepping stone to social and vocational success and to personal fulfillment. There are three main reasons for value changes in early adulthood. The first reason is if young adults want to be accepted by members of the adult group, they must accept the values of the adult group. Second is young adults soon discover that most social groups hold conventional values about beliefs and behavior. Third is young adults who become parents shift to more conservative and traditional values. Time of adjustment to new lifestyles. While lifestyles are in a state of flux, new lifestyles are more prevalent than in the areas of marriage and parenthood. Many young adults regard premarital sex as an accepted part of the courtship pattern. Use of contraceptives and resort to abortion when contraception fails are so widespread among young adults that they are also regarded as part of the courtship pattern. Creative age. Because the adults are no longer shackled by the restrictions, they are free to be themselves and to do what they want to do. Creativity in adulthood will depend upon individual interests and abilities, opportunities to do what they want to do, and activities that give the greatest satisfaction. Some young adults find a creative outlet in hobbies, while others choose vocations in which they can express their creativity. Even though interest in creative activities starts in the 20s.
Hope this session was informative to you all. Thank you.